Former USC football coach Steve Sarkisian is suing the university this week. He claims the school kicked him to the curb and wrongfully terminated him during his battle with alcoholism. He's seeking more than $30 million in damages for being fired via email while en route to enter a rehab center in October.
Get ready to ride on, baby. Let's go!
When you mix meds with alcohol, sometimes you say things and or do things that you regret, and I regret it. I'm sorry.
Sarkisian alleges the university fired him without accommodating his efforts to seek treatment for his disability. Did the university handle his termination correctly? And should Coach Steve Sarkisian be able to hit the field again? In the lawsuit, he says he admits he suffers from alcoholism. The question is, did the university handle the termination correctly? We're joined by Areva Martin, who is an attorney at law. And to kick it off, just looking at it from a purely legal perspective, before we get into our own opinions, does he have a case?
Well, he has a potentially very viable case for damages. We heard that this contract may be worth as much as $30 million. These are very difficult cases because one thing that people don't know is alcoholism is a qualifying disability under the Americans with Disabilities Act and under many state disability laws. And the question really becomes, could he perform the essential functions of his job? Did the university make efforts to reasonably accommodate his disability? And those are questions that have yet to be answered by this lawsuit. We just don't know. We've heard that he was on his way to rehab. So the question I have as a lawyer, did he sit down and talk with someone at the university to say, look, I have a problem and I need you to accommodate it? Not having to use those technical legal words, but to say I have a problem. And did the university say, we're going to give you time out to go and deal with your issues?
I want to ask you a question because a lot of this played out in public. I'm a big college football fan. I actually watched his interview after the very first episode, and I thought, wow, this is an individual who should not be in front of young men right now. And he denied, you know, having a problem with alcohol and said that he had taken some anxiety medicines. And my first thought was, this sounds a little sketchy, like he's covering his tracks. Can things like that be used in a case to say, wait a minute, you were denying you had a problem with alcohol, so does that...
It cuts both ways, doctor, because look at this. We all saw him on that tape and thought, maybe he's inebriated or his speech was slurred. What do you think the university management thought? This obviously was not the first time that he probably showed up at work and exhibited those symptoms. So I want to know, as a lawyer, what did the university know? What kinds of conversations were they having? And it's not okay for an employer to say, well, you denied it, if there's such obvious signs that something is happening. You have some kind of debilitating condition.
And again, I think all the facts have not obviously yet come out. There have been reports that the university had offered him many, many times pathways to help. And, you know, I think we'll find out as more of the facts, if they ever all do come out.